One Piece chapter 1105. The height of folly. With the title, I didn't know where it was going, but it certainly went somewhere. Now, I gotta say. Saturn, Kizaru, the Marines. I was downplaying the Buster Call last week. I just gotta say, I still don't care about the Buster Call. Like, oh yeah, I understand it's important. I understand it's gonna do devastating damage to Egghead. I don't care enough. I understand now. Remembering Robin is on her third Buster Call. I mean, that's a feat. That's the thing we should be championing today. The third one, bro, at some point, it gotta be you, right? Let's talk about this chapter because it's an interesting one and it's set up at the end. Cover art. Carrot, Inarashi Nekomamushi, somebody that a lot of people thought would be a Straw Hat. Very high vote receiver, vote getter in the One Piece popularity poll. A lot of people like Carrot, mostly furries. Unfortunately, she was not good enough to make the cut. Decent cover art, nothing to write home about. Now, to the chapter. The first thing, we start off with the doll somewhat trying to order Kizaru and Saturn around. She's not really, she's just protecting them, saying, hey, it's time to get to the ship. The Buster Call is coming. Yeah. It seems like Saturn looks at Kizaru like, we're both going to be staying on the island. And then doll's like, wait, what? And Kizaru's like, go, get out, go. Initially, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, you're overstepping a little bit, okay? You gotta know your place. Just her caring about them, I guess. People are now jumping to the conclusion saying, what if it's her pops? That's why she cared. And they're saying that she didn't listen to Saturn and then she listened to Kizaru when he said, yo, go. I don't know if I wanna go that far. I would like it. People are saying Kizaru and Doll got the same lips. I don't know. It would be really cool, a really cool touch if Doll was Kizaru's daughter. That's a little jump for me that I'm not ready to go there. Not ready. Why would Saturn and Kizaru be staying on the island? Well, for the most part, they should be okay regardless. One can regenerate and one's the light fruit. So it's just like a Buster Call really isn't doing much, but I guess they want to see it through. They want to make sure that these people are still here so that they die, right? They got to see it through, my boy. But there's also something that's very... Kizaru, it's unsettling with how Oda is showing him and the light that he's showing him in. Get it? The light that he's showing. Either way, it's something there, but it could be nothing, but it could be something. Now, this panel is hilarious because it's Vegapunk standing in front of Saturn and Kizaru, seemingly pretty close to them, and they're not killing him. A lot of people were worried about that, saying, just kill him, he's right there. And it's like, well, yeah, but that's not part of the story, right? That's not how the plot goes. Just thought it was funny. Nothing serious. This is just, we can't even tell the perspective of how far they are away from him. I don't know. But a lot of people were like, yo, he's right there. Blow him up. Like, who's reacting to Kizaru, you know? But it's funny. Vegapunk, he still doesn't get it. Have you ever heard somebody say that you're so smart, you're dumb? Yeah, me neither. But Vegapunk is so smart, or Stella is so smart, is that sometimes he just misses, he's not reading the room correctly. He's like, bro, I thought my life was enough. I thought that would be enough to end the madness. And I'm like, when did they say that? Nobody ever said that, bro. You got to this point where you felt like your life wasn't, it's beyond that point now. We're past it. He then starts to lobby for the research, saying, yo, this will set us back centuries. The Egghead, the lab, like, how can you do this? He's begging Kizaru. Kizaru's like, bro, I don't know what you want me to do. This is my supervisor. What do you expect from me, bro? Like, you knew what time it was and you still broke the rules. I can't do nothing for you. Sorry, you're on your own. But Saturn gives him his reason. Like, you could still be hiding something that hinders us. I don't know. But either way, we don't got no more need for advancement. We good. We've gotten everything we need to get from you. We're fine. And then Vegapunk, he's like, yeah, but what about humanity? What about the people, the slaves that you own, the people that you don't care about? But what about the insects? That's what Saturn hears. I'm like, Vegapunk. Saturn's response to this is hilarious because he's like, you know what? That reminds me. You know the ship that left yesterday? Yeah, I sent somebody to blow them up. That's what I feel about humanity, you idiots. Like, stop trying to convince this person, this thing, to care about things that he doesn't care about. Like, it's not happening, Vegapunk. This is how Saturn feels. It seems like Vegapunk doesn't believe that Saturn believes these things. It's insanity, I call it. I don't agree with the act, but I agree with the act. No, I'm joke. I agree with the fact that they're being thorough. It's similar to O'Hara, right? Where the ship was getting away and it's like, hey, well, we weren't sure. And we want to make sure that nobody there knows about the Void Century. You can say all you want to say. You've lied to me before. And from that perspective, I get it. Now, blowing up a ship of innocent people, I don't agree with that, but there's no way to know if they're innocent. So I agree with following through. I'll say that. People think I'm Celestial Abrago or something. I'm just like, come on, bro. Like, come on, relax. That's not even me. That's not how I move. Saturn has a cold line, though. He said, the dead make the best secret keepers after all. That was like Saturn, if he was, not gonna lie, if it was like One Piece villain of the year or antagonist of the year, I mean, Saturn would be my vote. You know, he's been talking heavy. He's been talking heavy, taking attacks. I respect it just because, I mean, we want a good villain, somebody that we can all hate. And Saturn's doing his thing. It's not that I love the guy. It's just I love how evil he is, and he leans into it, man. And then he gives Vegapunk perspective because he's saying, yo, you dug their graves because you dug into the past, which is true, but like, you guys did some bad things back then. You expect me not to look into it? Which it's accountability that Vegapunk is somewhat looking past, saying, yo, why are you doing this? Why is this happening? Because you did the thing we told you not to do. There's several things that you have done that we said not to do. What are you not getting? And so Vegapunk was somewhat not annoying, but I understand why he cares so much. Like a lot of people that he cares about, they're dying or things are happening to them. But these are the consequences of the actions. When you got into bed with the devil, when you made a deal with the devil, these were possibilities that you had. You knew the type of people that were in the world government. You were not oblivious to it, Vegapunk. I see there's some people that are talking about Sanji and Sanji giving orders saying, hey, what is he doing? That's not his role. Sanji has been doing this forever, where he takes charge, he gives directions, he finds a way and finds different ways in which the crew can be utilized. That is just simply one of his roles. One of the best moments in the story for me was when Sanji pulled up at Whole Cake Island and was like, yo, do I have permission to fire back? That's the type of person he is. Whatever it takes, and he has the smarts and the wherewithal to make these decisions, and they trust him with that. Why are you upset at Sanji being competent? I never understood. Listen, these are the things I don't understand. Why does this bother you? Come on, man. Another major talking point that I didn't think would be a thing was Zoro and Rob Lucci because of what Nami said. Sanji's talking to Nami, and they're talking about Luffy. Luffy's okay, and then Sanji's like, yo, what are you guys doing? And then Nami says, well, Zoro's off dealing with Lucci, but we send Jinbei over after him to make sure he doesn't get lost. Somehow, people interpreted this as, damn, Zoro's struggling with Lucci. They send Jinbei because he needs help. How do we get there? How is that the conclusion? That's not what they said. That's not what they said at all. They were saying that they don't want Zoro to get lost. Zoro could have 100% already taken care of Lucci, but he's lost. Why is that a conversation? Bro, it goes so far and it's so silly. Stop. All it's saying is Zoro, he's fighting Lucci. He could be lost. And there's some people that either overestimated Zoro and underestimated Lucci. They cannot fathom why it's taking this long. It may be over, guys. Relax. Maybe you underestimated Rob Lucci. It's possible, and it's okay. There's small W's by each of the Straw Hats, or a few of the Straw Hats this chapter, even Brooke and Lilith. And Lilith's not a Straw Hat, but like they're helping each other to get to a place where they can get away from this Buster Call. The only thing that was somewhat sad about this chapter, and again, I don't feel bad for Vegapunk, is him seemingly losing his life's work. They're more on Baltimore, but for the most part, these are things realized. Baltimore was conceptually, these are the things he wanted to do. On Egghead, he created the ultimate future island, and seeing it go up in flames, that's something that was sad and tragic considering how much it could help people. Again, from Vegapunk's perspective, I feel nothing. In regards to his work, right, and how much he's put into it, all that in a vacuum, I understand it for him because, man, that's tough to see it all go up in flames. And because I know how much he cares about that specific thing, however, this was always the best case scenario, working with the world government. Kizaru's back up. Somehow the conversation has gone to Luffy versus Kizaru again, saying, well, Luffy's still out. He's still down eating. Kizaru's back up, attacking. Guys, Luffy versus Kizaru, I think here's a safe out. It was a draw. Or here's a better way. Luffy won in regards to objective. Kizaru won in regards to fight and outlasting the opponent. If I had to pick one, I would say Luffy won because he completed his objective. He protected his friends. Kizaru did not complete his objective. Either way, the conversation is getting super convoluted. It's never going to get resolved in regards to these two factions, Admiral and Yonko. And this is one that I really don't care about because it wasn't really a fight. It was somewhat like a game of tag. And I think this fight makes us lose perspective on what's going on. What's happening right now is Kizaru being conflicted, not being forced to, but these are people that he cares about clearly. And Oda's showing him in different lights and he's conflicted. And then the conversation becomes about him and Luffy. Doesn't matter. That really doesn't matter anymore. Right now, what matters is what is Kizaru going to do? Is he going all out because he cut the chute, right? And they fell out of the chute and now they're falling. Saturn, he thinks he's a poet. He really does, and he might be. He says, how suitably ironic. You throw away your life for your daughter so that she can live, and now with the clones made from you, by you, not by you, from you, are going to kill you all. And this seems personal for him, man. Remember, Saturn is involved on every level with Kuma's life. And so for him, he's like a fitting end for a squirming insect. He does not look at him as people. It's a sad perspective considering Saturn doesn't really give a damn about any of these people, but it makes sense considering like his position. It seems like they're in dire straits and that everybody's about to get blown up. They're falling out of the sky. You see the lasers about to be pointed. Kizaru's cut him down. But we also see Luffy. He's back. They said they lost track of him. The only thing I can say is that it looks like he's in a hole now. I'm assuming the only person that could have done this is Caribou. And it looks like he's in front of the food machine. One thing that did make me happy though, when they said, yo, seize him, he's an emperor. And it's just like every single time they just mention him, Luffy casually as an emperor. I know people think I hate Luffy. I don't. But that was something pretty cool. I always enjoy that. The major talking point from this past chapter is the end of the chapter where the ship that Saturn sent somebody or sent the battleship to apprehend didn't get apprehended and the battleship got destroyed. And apparently there are some people heading to Egghead. Now, the conversation is about who these people are. So I have a few thoughts about that. Well, let me give you guys the names that people are saying. Blackbeard Pirates, Shanks, Grand Fleet, Smoker, Law. I've seen somebody mention Yamato and Momo. I think it's hilarious. I really do. I'm ruling out the Blackbeard Pirates. I'm ruling out Shanks. The others, sure, and then we can't forget about Dragon. That is a possibility as well. I think we'll cover that separately. However, this is a big deal because the Straw Hats need help at this point. The Grand Fleet makes a lot of sense. There's some other people that you can throw in there, but one thing I'll say is I do enjoy the fact that this is different from Ohara, meaning the Buster Call probably will fail, considering that the ship that was about to be destroyed, that failed, and it's somewhat like it's a through line, kind of giving us an indication of what's going to happen. They're going to fail here. Egghead will not be destroyed. Now, the thing is, how does Saturn and Kizaru get neutralized? Who knows? Does Luffy come back and he knocks Kizaru out again? But Luffy's going to be back up. He's stuffed. He is ready to go. So I can't wait. Somebody could third party, but we'll see. Like the video, subscribe, Braga the Ace. We'll talk about who it could possibly be tomorrow.